Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Squared Circle Button podcast. Episode 5? 6? Thought it was 5.
6. 5's already up. 5's
Okay.
the one where I sounded like I was falling asleep.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of that one. But, yeah.
I'm not yawning, so we're off to a good start at least.
So, we probably don't have too much this time. I don't think we got any questions either.
No.
So,
Ask us questions.
yeah.
Please.
We would like some questions.
I only have half a page.
For the
questions.
like 2 people still listening.
I probably made all of them fall asleep, and they're probably still sleeping, so
Yeah.
hey.
Good job.
Sorry, I was tired.
Well, in the spirit of things.
My job is exhausting.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So you told me you didn't have a lot of things to talk about, but we can
I have half
see
a page.
how much we have.
It's kind of depressing.
I have a small amount as well, but I have something that I can gush about for a while.
The saddest part is because of what we are doing tomorrow night, I won't be able to watch Raw tomorrow night.
You can watch it some other way, right?
The network won't have it until next month.
Well,
YouTube will have
there
it
are
in
ways.
pieces.
There are ways.
YouTube will have it in pieces.
Yeah.
As long as I can see Shane, that's all that matters.
No.
Yes.
I forbid it.
Nope.
Okay. So do you want to start, or
I believe I
start?
can. Should we flip a coin? No.
Oh, let's do that. Let's add some tension.
Do I have a coin over here?
Let's flip. We can do a coin analog. Let's see what I have here. Nope.
Do you want me to get a coin flipping app?
No.
I'm doing it.
We could flip this pack of magic cards.
That's not the same.
Okay.
Coin flip.
We could...
Coin flop. Maybe I could spell.
It's
Coin
not
flop.
as exciting as a real coin, though. Really?
Yep. I'm doing it.
Who will win? Who will come out on top? Or on bottom, whichever they choose.
Oh, jeez. I just realized all your figures are up there.
Yeah.
I haven't been in here
It doesn't work for radio.
Okay, so. Do we want a $1 coin, a £1,
I don't
€1,
care.
€2, an iDonkey?
Why does it matter?
I guess it does.
Do a quarter. That's the fairest.
I don't. It only has dollar and euro
Fine, do the dollar.
and pound.
Do the dollar.
All right. Let's do this.
Best 2 out of 3.
Okay, 1.
Wait, who's who?
I
Who's
take
what?
heads. I take
You
George
take
Washington's
heads
head.
as starting first,
Yes.
and I take tails as starting first.
Okay, let's do
All
this.
right. First
1,
flip.
2, 3.
First flip is heads.
What?
Okay.
Okay, 1,
Still can
2.
do it.
3.
Second flip. Tails.
Oh.
Ooh, it's the final round. Final round.
Some tension here. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Tails, because Tails
Heads.
is a video game
Heads.
character.
Heads.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Tails redeems himself.
Damn.
As you all know, Miles Tails Prower is the
That's a thing.
friend of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, good lord.
And I don't know what kind of animal he is. I think he's a fox or something. And that's why I subconsciously chose Tails, and that's why it always wins. So, thank you for joining us in that adventure, I guess. So, I'll start off with video games, which is what most of you want to hear about anyway. You don't want to hear about that wrestling stuff. You're like, not much is going on with that.
Wrestling's amazing regardless.
Because this weekend is actually E3 weekend.
Oh, yay.
And I feel like I should have been following it more, but we were kind of busy this weekend. First of all, going to a wedding, and today's Sunday, and I have been actually playing something all day, and I'll actually get to that a little bit. So, what have I been playing in the last 2 weeks? I finally finished Uncharted 4. And that was amazing.
Lovely game.
It is a 10 out of 10 through and through. It ended very well. I was not disappointed at all with that game. I can't really think of any single disappointing thing in that game.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it.
I think, without spoiling anything, the ending was very... It was handled with care. It's... If you play The Last of Us, you kind of know how they handle, like, emotional moments in story. They do that just as well in Uncharted 4. And if you're a fan of the series, if you're a longtime fan of the series, you get so much out of Uncharted 4. It has, like, even in the beginning, it has these cool callbacks to the other games. Like when you're in Nate's attic, I think, in their attic. You know, going through all the trinkets and stuff and all the things that he's gotten on his adventures and looking at that stuff and
reminiscing.
Practicing shooting with, like...
A Nerf gun.
A Nerf gun. That was cool. And just a fun little thing to do. And there's lots of things, you know, that kind of pop up every once in a while. There's actually a secret treasure to be found, I think, in every single game. I think it's the Strange Relic, it's called. And it actually is one of the eggs from Jak and Daxter, which was another Naughty Dog game. So, just fun fact for you all. And I ended up finding it in 4, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that they did this. So that was cool. That game overall is just a blast to play. They did everything really well. The story is, like, much more interesting this time around. You get introduced to Sam, which is Nate's brother, who nobody knew about. Oh, he just took a picture. Okay. And a lot of cool things that they added in the game, such as you can use the grappling hook, and that's used to traverse the terrain differently, and they also have, like, different branching paths and stuff. Okay, you can stop taking pictures now.
No, I can never stop taking pictures.
Because I can't concentrate when you do that.
Just don't pay attention to me.
Okay. I'll just look the other way or something. But anyway, that game is really cool. I don't know what I can really say more about it. I try to think, and then I just, you know, default to it's amazing kind of thing.
It's amazing.
But explaining why it's amazing, I think, is helpful for people. I've been kind of a fan of Naughty Dog for quite a while. I mean, Crash Bandicoot games are amazing. I gotta stop using that word.
Now you sound like me.
Yeah. They are very fun and well made and charming.
It's hard not to use that word.
Well, it's hard when you're attached to something. It's hard to be, you know, a little more analytical about it. But yeah, so I'm glad I finally finished it, because I was kind of bouncing between different games because all these good games have been coming out recently. I still have to finish Dark Souls 3. I haven't jumped back into that since that came out, I don't think. Been jumping around some other games. The other day, I actually went on PSN, and they had... I think they were having a sale of some sort. So I ended up picking up Parappa the Rapper 2 for cheap, which is one of my beloved games I played on the PS2. I don't think I played... So I did play the first one a bit, but I think I got introduced to, like, the Nana Ansha games. I think that's the company name that makes them. Or the... I don't know if it was the publisher or the developer. But anyway, I actually played Jammer Lammy first. That was the first one of those that I played, and that had some references to Parappa the Rapper, and I think I did play some of it eventually, and then I got Parappa the Rapper 2, and so that game was just kind of a nostalgia trip for me, pretty much. And I like music games, and the music in Parappa the Rapper is like charming and silly, and the story and characters are also that way. And it's kind of interesting how the songs are structured, because it's like a do this and then repeat kind of thing. You have to repeat what they do, but they always tell you to do something different. So what that means is you can actually like add in your own little button presses at different times, and that actually gives you more style points. So if you do that, you can end up getting a cool ranking, it's called, and then you end up doing like kind of a freestyle thing, and you can keep that up, for as long as you want. And I think you get something if you finish the song that way, but I don't think I've been able to do that yet, because it's kind of hard to discern like how they want you to do that stuff. And I never quite figured it out. I just kind of tried to press buttons at the beat as much as I could, and stuff that sounded good to me. But it's hard to keep it going, really, for the rest of the song. So
isn't there a story involving that cool thing or whatever?
Oh, that's an inside story with me and my sister playing Jammer Lammy, and one of us got to the cool rank in one of the songs. I think it was the first level or something, or second level, with the fire, putting out the fire with the dog firefighter guy, and we can't. Apparently none of us can remember who exactly got to the cool ranking, but we always say that it's. We say it's ourself is the one that did it, and so that's kind of our little inside joke. It's not really worth mentioning, but Candace wanted to say that.
I thought it was cool. I like little stories like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I went and I cleared that game after downloading it, because it's very short, but it was just fun to go back into it. Some of the songs are really cool on that and just fun. And hey, more trophies. So that's always fun to do. Let's see, what else did I play? I played the English version of I guess it would be the Western version of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven demo. And that'll be coming, actually I think at the end of the month. But I can mention that in releases too. Don't have a lot, but maybe I can catch up on some of my backlogged games.
Will you find out more at E3 or?
That's usually more like upcoming games in the next like year or two.
So games that are already announced?
To be announced.
So you will have more releases at some point.
Yeah, I'll probably have more E3 news, and really, like I said, I wish I could have spent more time paying attention to what's coming out, but yeah, just haven't had time to do that. So I played some of that JoJo demo, and still looking pretty decent. It doesn't look like the best game ever, but I'm a fan of the show, so I'm probably going to end up getting it. But I want to get to the last and final game that I've been playing, because it's taken up most of my time in the past week, I would say.
Yes, I would agree.
And that would be Overwatch. Ended up playing it at a friend's place, and I had heard a lot of the hype, from different people already about it, and I was like, I wonder if it's any good. So I ended up trying it out, and I felt that it was really good, and the rest is history. I ended up getting it on PC, got out my laptop and got it set up there, got the voice chat set up, and it's really fun, especially with friends. It's as big, or if not bigger, as Team Fortress 2 was, I would say. Even though, well, I guess Team Fortress 2, it probably started off really popular because it came in the orange box. I think that was when they originally released it, kind of. And the orange box had Half-Life 2.
They had an orange box?
Yeah, it was a package of games from Valve that came out in like 06, 07, something like that.
Oh.
Stop dropping stuff.
I just knocked over Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley, and Bailey.
Good job. You can tell she takes care of things.
Hey, I take very good care of my action figures, thank you.
Okay. Derailed me there a little bit. But, yeah, so anyway, TF2 was really popular. It came bundled with Half-Life 2, so that probably helped it a lot. Overwatch is a Blizzard game, so it's already got a big name attached to it. And Blizzard's known for taking time and making sure their games are quality. And I think a lot of people were concerned because
this
is...
Are they like Naughty Dog then? They take their time? And...
I don't know if Naughty Dog is about in that same vein, really.
Didn't they postpone Uncharted?
Oh, yeah, but games get delayed all the time.
Okay.
Blizzard, they work on a when it's done type of schedule, which is hard to find in the industry, actually.
Really?
Yes. Because you always have investors and stuff that are, looking to see, when are you going to release this?
And they wait until, like, they're actually done?
Yeah.
To announce it?
And I don't know the specifics of that.
What do you mean by that? Like, do they...
Well, they don't...
So
they don't rush a game because they have, like, a deadline.
So they announce, like, a month and a year or, like, a quarter or something and then release it like that? Or if you hear me opening a package, I'm opening Renee Young.
Do you really have to do that?
Yes. So what do you mean by that? Like, do they announce, like, a quarter? Like a fall 2016 or whatever? Or...
I'm not too particular on that, but I just know from secondhand knowledge that they do stuff where they'll show stuff from a game. Maybe this one's different, but because they had like a beta for it and everything, I don't know. I know in the past they have been on a schedule where it's on a when it's done type of thing. Because they don't release a lot of games like companies usually do. They don't like make yearly games Blizzard? Or every 2 years.
You Blizzard. Said Blizzard?
Yeah. What
are they known for besides Overwatch?
Well, StarCraft was probably their biggest ever game. And Diablo.
Oh, okay.
Diablo 2 was probably the biggest in that franchise. I played that one a lot. And Warcraft, of course. Actually, now that I think about it, World of Warcraft is probably the biggest game they've ever made, for sure.
I have heard of that one.
Yes.
Sorry, she's stuck.
Lots of people have played it. Do you really have to do that?
See, done.
I might just ban Candace from the next podcast because she doesn't know proper radio etiquette.
I do too. It's just I'm very distracted by everything around me. I'm still listening though.
Okay. It's just derailing me here. Anyway.
So it's StarCraft,
Warcraft. Warcraft was a series that started
that movie
beforehand.
That's coming out or whatever?
It already is out, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I heard was a big flop, actually. I guess I could have talked about that.
It's a video game movie.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was pretty much a flop. I don't know. It might be for people that like the series a lot. I'm not sure if it is something that, any person would go and see and enjoy it.
I was gonna say, you sound surprised that it was a flop. Aren't video game
I didn't have high hopes for it anyway. But also I wasn't, like, anticipating it or anything, so...
So you weren't, like, looking forward to it or anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
I never got into World of Warcraft. I played it for a little bit, and I figured it really wasn't for me, so...
Okay.
But Overwatch, getting back to Overwatch...
Sorry, I had questions.
Grabbed me, and it's one of those games where you can just sit and play, and then you realize, oh, I've already played this for like 3 or 4 hours. Where did the time go?
So it's one of those where you can get completely lost in it?
Yeah. It's the just one more match syndrome, as people would like to call it. So, for those that don't know Overwatch, it's by Blizzard. You probably do know who Blizzard is by now, and from that small little Q&A session. So, it's the first time they've ever developed a first-person shooter game, and I would say it's more of a combination of Team Fortress and like a Dota or other MOBA style game, or League of Legends, I guess, too. That's another one. Blizzard actually has developed their own MOBA, Heroes of the Storm, and that's pretty fun, but it's tailored more for like newcomers to the series, to those type of games, I would say. And like kind of like Valve did with Dota 2. So what Blizzard did with it was they had a lot of characters from their other games as the heroes in it. But Overwatch is a completely new intellectual property, or IP. So, and I heard something about they actually haven't made a new IP in like a long time. They've just made iterations of their other franchises.
So they just like remake?
They don't remake, they make like sequels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft, they've had several games in the franchise for each one, but this is a completely new game with completely new story and characters.
Okay. So that's something that's rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
For them, because they've stuck to their like few. It's a big deal because they have so few properties, but they'll make like sequels to them or something. So it's a big deal when Blizzard makes a new property.
Okay.
And yeah, Overwatch is really fun. It's a team-based first-person shooter with like different classes and different characters you get to play. And they're all really cool characters with like interesting personalities, and I guess they have backstories and stuff too. I haven't seen a lot of that, but I think there's been some like trailers and stuff, and there's a little bit of story that details what exactly is going on in the game. Apparently Overwatch is this group of mercenaries that were conscripted to like fight off some evil or something in the past, but now they've been pretty much like, I don't know what the word would be, I'm trying to say it in a nice way. They've been kind of abandoned by everyone, and like branded as just I'm trying to remember exactly, but essentially there was some falling out, and now they are trying to still get these things done in the world that need to be done, that requires their skills, because no one else will do that. So yeah, there's like an interesting cast of characters in there. It's fun to play each one because they each have different abilities that you can use. And so like the reason it's more like one of the MOBA games is because the abilities, and they're all on cooldowns and stuff. Team Fortress had some of that, but it was more like they had one ability kind of thing almost, and they just had different weapons. But there are analogs in here that may seem familiar to people that have played Team Fortress or have played MOBAs before, actually, because you can kind of see... What was that?
MOBA? What's that mean?
I don't remember. It's just a word that people came up with to describe games like that. So it started with Dota, which was Defense of the Ancients. It was a mod for Warcraft, I believe. Warcraft 3, I think. And then that got popular, and they also did it in StarCraft, I think. Or maybe it was StarCraft first. I don't remember for sure. But Warcraft 3, the mod for that, was where Dota was born. And then it became this whole genre because it gained popularity over the years. But anyway, that was the elevator pitch for what a MOBA is.
Okay.
And so it feels a lot like a MOBA because there are different paths you can take to the levels, and also because of the different abilities and like the roles that each character can play. So you have like your attack focused characters, you have your more defense and tank focused. Tank would be like high health and also good damage characters that can stay alive. It's mostly taking damage. They're there to kind of like absorb damage and let other people focus on basically they take the damage for the team and let others like do other things. And then you have like your support, so like people that can heal and stuff like that.
So they all have different jobs. Like different.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about it is like, so in Team Fortress, I think you can switch characters on the fly, and you can in this, but also it's got because it's more like a MOBA, it's interesting that you can actually switch characters mid-match. So if you need like a different character, you could be like, oh, we need a healer now or something like that. You can switch to a healing character. And I don't want to go through all the characters.
So you can actually switch during the game to make them more like...
Yeah, I mean, some people probably pick one and play them for the whole game, but it's good to change it up if like your team needs different people. So there's like different modes. There's not a lot of them, but I think it's basically like there's like zones you have to defend, and then there's a payload, which is something that was in Team Fortress, where you have to defend a moving...
That's what that guy in Poker Night, right?
Oh, the heavy weapons guy? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was from Team Fortress too.
Okay.
Good eye on that.
Thank you.
She gets excited when she guesses things about video games correctly.
I feel so proud of myself right now.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, payload is pretty fun one to do. But other than that, I don't think they have just like a straight like battle match thing. But they have like stuff. They have like another mode that rotates out every so often. Currently, I think this week it's been some kind of brawl where you get a random character assigned to you every time you die. So that's kind of interesting. So you can't just like rely on being a really good sniper or something. You have to like know all the characters. It forces you to be more well-rounded. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's been fun too. There's like so many things you can do. You can go in the training and learn the characters individually, which is a good thing because they all have very specific like things that they're useful for. It's not every character you can just jump in. I mean, you can kind of, but you're not going to be very effective. But it is very friendly to like newcomers, and it's been super popular. It was in beta, and then people were like in withdrawal after they went out of beta phase before the game actually finally launched. And what's interesting is they're not doing what most people thought they were going to do, which is do it as a free-to-play game model and then just like sell stuff with DLC. Instead, it's a paid game, full retail, but you can pay for cosmetics and stuff.
Is it just on the computer? Or?
Oh no, it's PC and also I think Xbox and PS4.
Oh, okay.
So you have options on where you want to play it.
You just prefer the computer.
Yeah, I think for that type of game, I think I prefer on PC. But I know people that play on PS4, and I know people that play on PC. So really, I have to choose. It's like, which of my friends do I want to play with?
But I got you on the next game.
Yeah. The cool thing, though, I think, is I was able to get like voice chat set up and all that, and like buddy up with people. It seems like people are on pretty often. I think it's going to have a lot of lasting power. I feel good about it. It's one of those games where you just want to keep playing it pretty much. So that's the mark of a great game, I think. Of a great multiplayer, at least.
Leaves you wanting more?
Yeah. And I mean, the unlocks are cool. You unlock like the cosmetics and stuff that you can also pay money for. But that's not really what is driving me, actually. It's what's driving me is just to like get better at the game and master these different characters, because it's fun to play, and you don't need like that carrot on a stick telling you, oh, you can unlock this stuff. Although there are lots of really cool unlocks for the characters.
Like when I played Injustice, I didn't even realize there were things to unlock. It was like, hey, this is fun, and then it's like, oh, hey, you unlocked something. I'm like, oh, hey. So like it was like an added bonus.
Yeah, it's like the icing on the cake, pretty much. But
by the way, I totally love Injustice.
Oh, I can mention that Injustice 2 got announced at E3.
Yay! More Injustice!
Which is is it DC?
Yes.
DC superhero fighting game.
And villains. Harley and Joker.
Oh yeah, superhero and villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Injustice. I actually completed the story mode in Injustice on 360.
Yep.
I should do that tomorrow on my day off.
I guess I could stop gushing about Overwatch, but I would say that I don't think there's like a demo or anything, but it is worth it to play, trust me. If you're on the fence about it, like I was, just play it and you'll understand. If you can like play it at a friend's place or something.
Like you did?
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Or just, if you like Blizzard and you like well-made multiplayer games, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna last for quite a while, I think. Because Blizzard, they're also known for like supporting the heck out of their properties and their games. They're still making updates to Diablo. The last update they made to Diablo 2 was like in the past year, and that game's been out for like probably like over 15 years.
And they still make updates to World of Warcraft?
Yeah, they do. Although their subscriber base is getting lower and lower all the time. But still, that's impressive, like the amount of players that they had on that game. So yeah. Oh, the other thing is there are certain versions of the game you can get that get you bonuses in other Blizzard games. So I was able to get, I think I got a Tracer character that you could actually play in Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if that means like you can unlock her normally otherwise, or you pay for her. I don't remember how the hero system worked in that.
Is Hearthstone also?
Oh yes, you get Hearthstone card backs.
Okay.
So you have different, the tops of the backs of the cards. You get different style for that.
Nice.
That's what I got it's the Origins edition is what I got, which is like the full retail price version, like the $60 version. You can do a $40 version, but that's just the base game.
Okay.
For the consoles, though, I believe it is $60 regardless, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. I think PC's the way to go if you can. Otherwise, I've heard that it's pretty good on the consoles as well. So, I mean, whichever one you have and you prefer, go for it. It's a great game. And I'll stop talking for a little bit so Candace can talk about wrestling.
Yay! So I'm going to start off with the video that... So on Memorial Day, the only thing I saw on Raw was obviously the best part. Shane McMahon decided to dance. He looked like a very stereotypical white dad. But it was wonderful, and it was amazing, and I needed cheering up today, so I went onto YouTube and watched that video, and he apparently was on vacation last week, which is highly unacceptable. I strongly object to the lack of Shane McMahon on Raw. He better be back.
Well, I said he's a human being, so...
He was gone for 7 years! What vacation does he need? I'm selfish. I just want Shane on all the time. I was without him for 7 years. I've been spoiled the last couple months. I need him back.
Hey, he can do what he wants. He's the son of the owner.
Your logic is not needed here.
Well, if he's gone, then that just makes you appreciate him more when he is there.
Don't even talk to me about appreciating him more. He was gone for 7 years. I was practically in tears when he returned. Anyway, calling back to the leaving you wanting more, that was the AJ Styles John Cena promo for Raw. Holy crap. The internet wrestling community is all about John Cena buries everybody, all this stuff, and he never puts over anybody, which is actually a lie, because he does, because a lot of his matches, even though he won all of them in 2015 practically, a lot of his matches, except against Kevin Owens, his first match, woo, his US Open challenge.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Sorry.
His US Open challenge very much put over...
So wait, what was the promo about?
So John Cena came back, and...
His name is John Cena!
Oh my, what was that?
That was The Walking Dead. Anyway, so...
What was his name?
No. He returned, and AJ Styles introduced himself to him and everything.
Sorry.
Can I talk?
No, that's too fun. Go on.
So, AJ came out and was like, hey, what's up, man? Glad you're back. Finally get to face you.
Oh, we need a soundboard, by the way.
What?
We totes need a soundboard.
Oh my god.
Of, like, wrestling and video game stuff.
I will Google wrestling soundboards.
I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
Okay. So, they get to talking, and then the club comes out. Well, actually, it's Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Again, the club... Really lame name, but I know why they can't call them the Bullet Club. Just really lame anyway. So he is getting ready to leave the ring, and then AJ Styles takes out John Cena and rejoins the club. And so the promo was essentially AJ Styles railing on John Cena, how he buries everybody. One of the lines he used was, oh, we better get out the shovels, which was amazing. It was just very emotionally charged and very well done.
You're emotionally charged.
Oh, yes, very, very much. But it was great, and I'm really excited to see where this feud goes. It's going to be interesting. It's probably a dream feud for a lot of people because AJ Styles has been around for a long time. I watched him in TNA in high school. And so he's been around for a long time, and now he's in the big stage. And he's facing the big dog, even though Roman Reigns would be the big dog.
He's the guy.
Oh my god, shut up.
He is the guy.
Oh my god.
He's not the good guy. He's not the bad guy. He's the guy.
Excuse me while I go jump off of a
WWE
cliff.
top 10 catchphrases of all time, right?
Last 10 years and still bullshit. Still not the best in the last 10 years. Not even the best in the last year.
I think the best one is, and his name is John Cena.
No.
That's a pretty good one.
No.
Do I need to play it so people know what it sounds like?
Nope.
I'll let them vote?
Nope.
There's only one choice, though, so they have to vote.
There's a lot of really good catchphrases. I mean, The Rock has had a million of them, but... Anyway, another really good feud I'm looking forward to is the potential feud that they apparently were teasing at the NXT tapings. Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Hey, you said his name right.
I will
Good
say
job.
his name. Also, there is another wrestler that I did not know how to pronounce his name. I looked up how to pronounce it, and I have it written down. Anyway, so Shinsuke Nakamura.
Never mind.
Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. It'll be amazing. It'll be great. I may actually try my hardest to remember to watch NXT.
Okay.
It'll be wonderful. Let's see. NXT Takeover. I will punch you. I still feel bad about that. And we are 6 episodes into this podcast. And that was the first one. I still feel terrible about that.
I feel pretty good about it.
I feel terrible. Shut up.
It's good.
NXT Takeover The End. I missed the first 2 matches because I had a work meeting. But because of my coworkers...
You're just not a hardcore wrestling fan, I'm sorry.
I had to go to the work meeting.
Not hardcore enough.
Had to go to the work meeting. I would have been fired probably if I would have missed it. Not really, but...
Quit your job and then you can watch Raw all the time.
I'm not going to quit my job.
Okay.
Because if I quit my job, I can't afford the WWE Network.
$9.99.
It's true, but if I quit my job, I can't afford it. So... I gotta find a way to balance them.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, if we learned anything today, quit your job, just like give plasma, and then you can afford the WWE Network. Go on. With the Borophyll.
I am going to slap you. Anyway, so my coworker's excellent timing.
Borophyll.
Will you stop?
Or should I open a package? Is that better?
Shut up. I wanted to open Renee Young. Leave me alone. I was
yes,
finally
because everyone
in here.
can see that.
I wanted to open Renee Young.
Okay.
And she is here. And the picture's on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Anyway. Shut up. So, my coworker's excellent timing. I was able to make it home before Shinsuke Nakamura and Austin Aries, which was the match I wanted to see. It was as excellent and amazing as I thought it would be. Asuka retained. Samoa Joe retained in a steel cage. The Revival are now the first 2-time champions in NXT history. They won back their tag titles against American Alpha. And then, after American Alpha lost, these 2 gigantic guys who are apparently called the Authors of Pain came out and completely obliterated them. And their manager is Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering used to be...
And the crickets chirp as I try to figure out what
I
that
was
is.
getting there.
Okay.
Paul Ellering was the manager of the Road Warriors.
Oh, of course.
/
That guy. Everyone knows
Legion
that.
of Doom. If you are a longtime wrestling fan, you know who Paul Ellering is. Which is why Full Sail crowd chanting, "Who are you?" to Paul Ellering made me want to slap each of them individually.
Like new fans or something then? Or what?
I don't know, but you can't call yourself a longtime wrestling fan and not know who Paul Ellering is.
Yeah, they're not true fans.
I didn't say
Just
that.
kidding.
I said long-time
We had a whole
fan.
conversation about that, so.
Paul Ellering is very integral to the history of...
Integral.
Whatever! Stop correcting my speaking. He's very important to the history of a very big tag team in WWE history. And he was also a part of the AWA, which I learned about him from my mom.
The AWA.
The AWA. American Wrestling Association. But yeah, so Paul Ellering's back, which is kind of cool.
He's back on the WoWoof. Or Wowie. Sorry. My bad.
My God.
I got it wrong.
You're gonna get sued by the World Wildlife Fund.
No. I didn't say the letters. I pronounced it.
And I have two more things, but the last thing I will talk about, so I can give it back to you, is at Download Fest in the UK, which NXT has done twice. This is the second time they've done it now. They go there and they wrestle. And... Stop yawning. Bobby Roode debuted as part of WWE.
Bobby Roode debuted.
That does sound pretty cool, doesn't it? Bobby Roode debuted. Anyway, he used to be part of TNA. So he is now officially with WWE. And
everyone likes TNA.
No.
Oh, that one, no.
Total Nonstop Action, no. Test and Albert, no. Tits and Ass, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, but yes, Bobby Roode.
I guess we're not a family show anymore.
We never were. You keep saying we were a family show. We never were. I've been swearing since day one.
It's true.
Yeah. So I will, in my excitement over Bobby Roode being in NXT now, hand it over to you.
Okay.
You can talk about your last things, and then I'll have my last things to talk about.
I didn't have much more. I could gush about Overwatch some more, really, but I kind of want to just play it some more. Well, I did write down a few upcoming releases that I'm excited about, and I say excited really in kind of muted terms because there's not a lot that I'm really looking forward to coming out. But I kind of wrote down the ones that are coming out in the next month that I thought looked like something I might be interested in. So, June 21st, Resident Evil Umbrella Corps will be coming out. That may or may not be good. I don't know. It seems like it's more of like from what I've seen, when I went to PAX, I think they had it playable, actually. But the lines are pretty long for it, so I decided it wasn't something I was interested in enough where I would want to wait in line for. So I just kind of went to the other stuff, but it might be something worth looking forward to. Some people may have given up on the franchise, but I think this one's like more of an action-y type thing. Kind of based on like the Mercenaries mode of the previous games, which nothing wrong with that, I think. They're not pretending that it's like an old school Resident Evil game, but really that's what they should do. If there's Resident Evil 7 in the works, I think they should do that. Because after playing the remaster of the first... it's the remaster of the remake of the first Resident Evil. I played that earlier this year, I think. That was actually really cool. I hope they make another game like that. Or make it like 4 and just have it be more survival oriented. I think that would be really cool, actually. So, yeah. Umbrella Corps is coming out June 21st. Kind of interested in it, so I'll see what happens with that. See if it's any good. That JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game comes out on the 28th, so I'll be looking out for that one. Probably pick it up right away. I think that's got it's even got online for that one too. kind of like the fighting game does. And then the other thing is the Resident Evil 5 remaster on June 28th, coming out the same day as the JoJo game. So I actually really liked Resident Evil 5, so I'll probably pick up that one again. It's a great co-op game, so if you have someone that you want to play co-op, a good co-op game with, have a sit down with them and play Resident Evil 5 when that comes out on PS4. And these are all PS4 releases. I forgot to mention that. I looked at the PC releases, and it's a lot of stuff, just because a lot of stuff comes out on Steam, and no idea what any of those games are, because they're all like indie games and stuff. So, but yeah, the RE5 remaster I'm excited about, and then they'll actually do Resident Evil 4 last, which is weird. So they started out with Resident Evil 6, which is already out. The remaster's already out. I haven't gotten it yet because I didn't like that one as much as 5 or 4 even. 4 is the best. That was my favorite one. So I'll probably eventually get that and play it, get trophies. That's all good. And but yeah, RE5 has a special place in my heart because I played co-op with a friend on that one, and it's just really fun co-op game, which we don't have a lot of those out there. So yeah, I recommend that one. But really, I mean, it's not a new game, it's just a remaster. So since I have a big backlog of games, I will probably get to those eventually. I'm still playing through Doom, actually. I forgot to mention I was playing Doom more. I keep dying though because I keep trying to like do the extra challenges and failing. There's one I have to do where I have to do like a specific mercy kill on an enemy, but I have to like weaken them by shooting a specific leg first, and it's becoming really frustrating to do that. So I might just skip that entirely and just move forward because I can't get that one. But I'm still enjoying Doom, and it's still very doomy. Very doomy. Which is good. Very fun. I think once I get a new PC, I'll probably buy that on PC as well. Because it seems like the kind of game you want to just play on PC. I mean, console is fine, but the aiming it leaves so much to be desired, I think, on console. And it really is the best experience, I'm sure, on PC. And that's what I've heard from other people, too. Just like other game critics and stuff saying that they played it with a controller and then went to PC and noticed a huge difference. And since I'm a long time player of PC shooters, I understand completely. That's like the one type of game that's, I would say, in my gamer DNA the most is the PC shooter, because that's what I played a lot back in the day. So I'll be excited to play that on a good PC, I think. So those are all the releases I had written down. Not a lot coming out, like I said. It's coming into summer, so at least we'll have hype from E3 of things to look forward to. And I think I'll have more news to talk about next time we do the podcast because of all the E3 stuff coming out this weekend. So, yeah. With that, more to come. Hopefully I'll be able to go back, maybe play that Ratchet & Clank game that I have on my backlog there that I haven't played yet. Yeah. So, do you got anything else you would want to talk about?
I do have one thing.
Okay.
So, Cody Rhodes, as I mentioned, I talked about that already.
Oh, okay.
That was the very first thing I talked about.
So, as I mentioned at the beginning, or last podcast anyway, Cody Rhodes is no longer in WWE. He is able to wrestle. His non-compete clause or whatever runs out August 19th. That day, he is wrestling Johnny Gargano at Evolve, which is a big deal because Evolve is one of the biggest indie events there is. August 26th, he's wrestling Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett has his wife Maria Kanellis behind him, and Cody will have Brandy at Wrestling Under the Stars. The one I'm looking forward to. This is a dream match I didn't even know I had until they announced it, because the man he is facing is my top 5 all time. I love him. August 27th, so a week after my birthday. So not only is NXT Takeover Brooklyn happening on my birthday, a week after my birthday, Cody Rhodes is wrestling Kurt Angle at Wrestling Under the Stars. I'm ridiculously excited for that because I love everything about Kurt Angle. He's the greatest to me. PWG's Battle of Los Angeles, and sometime in August, Cody Rhodes is going to be at that. September 10th, he's wrestling Pat Buck at WrestlePro, and September 18th, he's wrestling Tommaso Ciampa at XWA. So he has some big names that he's going to be wrestling, which is, it's just funny to me that he's going to wrestle Gargano and Ciampa at indie events when technically they're part of NXT, and it's weird like that. But he has a lot of matches coming up. He is going to do well for himself because he can make a ton of money because he is talented. And I realize no one can see this, but I am rocking my Goldust shirt. So.
Matches your Batman headphones pretty well.
Really? I'm quite proud of that.
It's got the black and yellow.
Yep.
Black and yellow, black and
Black
yellow.
and yellow, black and yellow. Black
Is that
and
a
yellow,
song?
Black and yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
So
just checking.
I would like to point out I've been a fan of Goldust since he was the natural Dustin Rhodes in WCW, and I told him that. I told him that, and he was so excited that they had to.
I quite enjoyed his early work.
They had to actually tell both of us to stop talking and move along. He was so excited to hear that I have loved him that long. So I finally got my first Goldust shirt. So I felt that was like a nice little tiny segue because Cody and Dustin are brothers. So
what?
Yeah, and it was, what is today, the 12th? Yesterday was a year since their father, Dusty Rhodes, passed away. So it's hard to believe it's been a year already since he's been gone.
Hard times.
Hot times. Yep.
Or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. All I know is that people like that promo or whatever.
It was a damn good promo.
I don't know why.
It's so funny. You could barely understand half of what he said, but he was good.
He's like kind of interesting to listen to, I will admit that.
He was so good. One of the best. But yes, so that's pretty much all I have.
Let's pour one, not in here, because
This
There's
is
lots of stuff you don't want to pour anything on. But
we'll pour one into the sink or something.
yeah, or whatever.
Or
Or just pour it in your mouth.
Right,
really.
pour one into my mouth for Dusty
Like,
Rhodes.
that's probably the preferred method.
Yeah. I'll take a drink for him tonight. I had many drinks last night.
Well, I'm just doing the water, so it won't really be.
I got 2 days off, so I got Monday and Tuesday off, so I could take a drink for him.
You could?
I could.
All right.
But yeah, that's all I've got.
Does that wrap it up for us?
I think so. Nobody asked us questions again.
That's okay. We'll probably have more content next time, even though I'm pretty sure we spent almost an hour.
Yeah,
That's about.
We're so close to an hour. We're like 2.
Should we stop it exactly on the hour?
Yes, you should do that.
I don't think I have the right reflexes for that. Or we could cut it off at an hour. That would be cheating, though.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, the miracles of editing, you can do lots of things.
Yes. Also, to end it, I know in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything. In the end, it's more about changing things. But I do want to say our thoughts go out to Orlando.
Yes.
It's been a hard day dealing with that. I can't even imagine.
I was kind of hoping we wouldn't talk about that just to have that be separate. But
I want to say our thoughts go out to them because there are at least 50 families that are dealing with lost loved ones and 53 more that are dealing with.
I think that's probably all we're gonna say about
family members. It's human beings that lost their lives and that are fighting for their lives, and we send our love to them, and
So, with that, we'll call that an episode, and we'll probably have something for you guys in the next couple weeks. Make sure to submit your questions on the YouTube channel or
let us
on our
know,
Facebook page, I think.
Yes. Also, let us know if you want us to keep doing it every 2 weeks.
Right. That's kind of how it's been fitting into our schedules the best. I think weekly might be a little too much just because sometimes we may not have enough to talk about, or, you know, other things get in the way. Sometimes we have to, like, work around stuff, like, on the weekends, but
yeah, suggestions, questions, comments, anything you want us to talk about, anything that you're interested in knowing about, like, history-wise, anything.
So, yeah, if you still follow, just do something and write something, and we'll probably address it, because you might be one of the few, so.
And thank you for supporting us.
Sure. I mean, yeah. It's not like we ask for money or anything, since it's all free, but yeah, they support us
they liked
by
our Facebook page,
liking our page, liking the channel, letting us know you're there and that you're real and you exist,
and that we're not just talking to air and a wall.
Sure. That's a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
With that, that's an episode.
Bye.
Maybe someday we'll have a catchphrase where we can, like, close out the show.
Suggestions. We'll take those.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. I could do, like, cool editing and, like, add an intro or something. I don't know, but let us know what you think, and if you want that kind of thing, I could eventually whip something up.
Sure you could.
Or have someone help. Anyway,
we
with
got
that,
this.
I guess we're doing the Minnesota goodbye for the podcast.
It's true.
Which is appropriate.
We are. We very much are. All right. For reals this time.
3 hours later.
No. Right. We need a time card from
Okay.
SpongeBob.
For reals, though.
All right.
I'm going to hit the button. Goodbye, everybody.